It's your boy Jacob Miller from Life with Jacob from Pigskin Pick'em. And all I got to say is, good teams win, great teams cover. Go Dogs.
Welcome back to Pigskin Pick'em.
Bitch.
What week are we in? 11? 12?
Week 12.
Who cares? I'm ready for the season to end.
So Georgia's
Just
gonna end on
kidding.
another defeat.
How'd y'all do against Alabama again?
Lost, but how are you gonna do against Alabama?
We're not there yet. I'm worrying about UMass right now.
Wow,
One
you got
week
a
at a time.
big test
One
going.
week at a time.
43-point spread.
It's down to 41. Calm your
Yeah,
tits.
it's 41.
It's down to 41, boss. Well, if you look at the leaderboard behind me, Cam's got a commanding lead, and well, nobody cares.
I have 9 for those who do. Thank you.
He does have 9.
Bennett's
points.
got 9.
He's been
He's getting
creeping.
better.
He's creeping. Probably still gonna be wearing a sweater vest, but we'll see. But it's time for me to claim at least second place.
It's time for me to claim first.
I really don't like the fact that I'm in a position where I could possibly lose. And I've taken some awful notes because, unfortunately, some of us have occupations.
Even though we always put our picks in at the exact same time on the
Yeah.
exact same day for the past 4 weeks.
Well, you know, some
and one of
people-
y'all finds a way to pitch every single time.
Yeah.
I got screwed over last week. I didn't say shit. I picked new picks and I went with it.
I hate that for you.
I don't.
I didn't have any control of me posting at noon. All right. My first game's Pitt versus Wake Forest. It is at Wake Forest. Pitt's favored by 6.5. Wake Forest is 1-5 against the spread at home this year. 3-7 overall against the spread. Pitt averages almost 5 points less per game. I mean, Wake averages almost 40 points allowed per game at home, and they're just loaded with injuries. I think Pitt walks away with this one. I just think they're way better of a team. Now they've played a couple good teams hard. They played Clemson close, and I mean they should walk away with this one pretty easily with a banged up quarterback spot for Wake Forest and some other things leaning their way. But
I
yeah.
don't think you can bring into play their win against NC State because NC State did not show up to that game at all. They were
showed up the last 4 weeks, so
fair enough.
Second,
enough.
going to the good old Big 12 because I've done so well there this year. I got Texas Tech and Kansas State. Texas Tech's favored by 6 on the road. You know, they average almost 42 points per game. They score a lot. They're, one of the better defenses in the Big 12 as well.
The best defense of the Big 12.
And, they're one of the better offenses, too. I know their record isn't the greatest. I think they're 5-3.
Something like that.
And I think K-State's 4-4. I just don't think Kansas State's got the offense to hang around with Texas Tech's. And if Texas Tech's defense is the best in the Big 12, then, they'll probably only allow 30 points. And Texas Tech hopefully scores 60. So there's your Big 12 matchup for you.
On to good football.
Back on the good football. We got the SEC East of all divisions. Tennessee kind of me over last week, to say the least. Thanks, Kentucky, in the bed, you fools.
I would have put all my money on Tennessee.
You lick my taint.
Okay.
I'd rather not. That's pretty.
Mizzou's favored by 6 on the road. They're at Rocky Top. Points against. Tennessee allows 10 points less per game, and they're hot right now. They're playing good football. I know they're not the best team, but Missouri's hit or miss, and Tennessee seems to be on this road right now where they're playing some pretty good football. So I like Tennessee against the spread this week.
Good picks. I like the picks. That Tennessee pick's a good one. I'm glad that you're finally starting to, be unbiased about your picks and finally pick Tennessee.
I picked Florida like 2 weeks ago.
That's different. Those are 2 different oranges, bud.
You know how much I hate Florida.
You know how much I hate Florida.
Well, yeah. What do you got?
All right, I'll start off. I'm gonna go ahead and go over to y'all's realm for a little bit and bring us a Big Ten matchup. I got Michigan State at Nebraska. Scott Frost, he had a start to the season, but he's been pulling around. He kept up with Ohio State. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, you almost beat them.
Almost beat Ohio State. Got their first win. I want to say.
I don't know if that's
4
something
weeks
I'd be
ago.
proud of right now, but.
Hey, I mean, when you're in the Big Ten and you're Nebraska and you just lost 4
Yeah,
straight
but Ohio
games.
State's arguably the worst 2-loss team in the country.
I mean, they are. But still, it's big for them in their own little realm. Right now, Michigan State's favored by 2.5. Give me Nebraska. It's a home game for Nebraska. They got a lot of potential. I think they can pull through against just a not good Michigan State team. You know, they had a big win against Penn State and they didn't really do anything with it after that.
Well, I mean, a lot of that also has to do with the fact that I don't think Michigan State's starting quarterback played last week.
Nope.
And he's pretty legit. Kid can throw the pills. So if he's healthy and playing, that could change the tides a little bit.
Mhm.
But, for now, good pick.
And then my second pick.
So, I mean, we'll
What?
see. But
Well,
that
second-
defense is pretty good. But
Michigan State does have a pretty solid defense.
They have a great defense. It's pretty good. So I guess we'll have to find out. Well, for my next pick, I got Boston College at Florida State. This really was just.
I thought that was off camera.
Sponsored by Bush.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
go
But,
get yourself a bushel.
Yeah. But
Go get yourself a bushel.
Boston College coming in on the road, favored by 1.5. How did they only get favored by 1.5? Florida State's just, they don't really have anything other than a defense, and that has shown to not be effective in any of their games. Boston College is going to win by a lot more than 1.5.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one there.
I mean, that's just a gimme. I saw that spread and I said I have to bet on Boston College. There's no way I can't. That's
Yeah, that's a
easy.
gimme. Another game I like that you got here.
And then finally, we're gonna head over to the old Big 12. You know how great the Big 12
It's
is.
just amazing.
Yeah, we got West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Of course, Oklahoma State was the one that showed everyone that Texas wasn't actually back, but they're not that good.
They're not good.
They got Mike Gundy, and he'll always be a good coach, but you can't win a championship with just a good coach unless you're Nick Saban.
Yeah, because Alabama has such a bad roster.
Dude, if they had anyone other than Nick Saban, they would not have won as many championships as they did, and you know damn well that's the truth.
Here we go.
Sorry to kiss Bama's ass. Fuck you, Bama. All right, let's
It's
continue.
the count. LSU count's got to be about at 3 right now.
Yeah. All right.
Over to me. You guys are gonna be super proud of me today. I do have a Big Ten game in there, but I do not have a Pac-12 game. So
Wow.
we're headed the right. Although I do have 2 Big 12 games, so that's a little weird for me. But you know what, we're doing it. First game, I have TCU and Baylor. Baylor's a 2.0 favor. I mean, I like TCU in this game. They've had kind of a tougher schedule, played a lot of and lost a lot of close games. They're not as bad of a team as you think, and Baylor's that team that you can really kind of take advantage of in that type of situation. So I like TCU over Baylor in that game.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I wanted that game too, just for that TCU pick. Tough schedule, and they've played well all year, and Baylor's a laughing stock.
Yeah.
A good laughing stock apparently, but
I mean,
yeah. And then second to the Big Ten, we got Wisconsin and Purdue. I am not believing the Purdue hype. I do not believe the Purdue hype at all. That freaking Ohio State game, like,